This is Umar for BoxNation in association with Global Next Trade. I'm joined by Francis Warren and one of his main men, Sam Noakes, who's going to become a world title challenger very soon, by the way things are going. Of course, you've been ordered to fight Abdullah Mason, Sam. Before we jump onto that, though, I guess this has all come about because of Keyshawn Davis and him missing weight by a long stretch on the weekend. So just get your opening thoughts on that. What did you think when you saw Keyshawn miss weight by what, 4.5 pounds was it?
Oh, what were you talking to me or Francis?
Sam,
Read on
that's
this.
you first.
I think
What would I
obviously,
know
look,
about missing weight?
well, I think to be honest, it's worked out pretty well for me, really. So I'm not, I'm quite glad he done it, really. But obviously, it to me from looking how he was at the weigh-in, he probably didn't really try to get down too much. He probably knew that he had enough of that weight before going to it. But listen, it's down to him what he does. Anyway, I'm sort of, as I said, quite happy that it's happened because it gives me a chance to get in there, doesn't it? So.
Yeah, of course. Francis, what did you think?
Well, here's an opportunity. I mean, I'm not, it's one man's fortune shouldn't be guided by another's misfortune. But at the end of the day, this is boxing. There's weight categories for a reason. And unfortunately for Keyshawn, he just never looked like he was going to do it. I mean, you see a few bits and pieces in the lead up to the fight over the 4 or 5 weeks before the fight. And I remember speaking to Al Smith about it a few times, and Al said he ain't getting down to that weight. I thought maybe even Bob Arum said he said there's guys who miss weight and there's guys who haven't tried to make weight, and I just think he just thought, do you know what, I'll nick a few quid for a non-title fight. But listen, I'm focused on the positives, and the positives are that a young man who I love to pieces has now got the opportunity of a lifetime to go and really announce himself as a world level fighter. I know he can do it, and he believes he can do it. Al knows he can do it. My dad, Jules, everyone is so behind Sam to go and do the business in this fight, and so excited for it. I'm so excited for him, and no one deserves it more.
It is going to be good. I'm buzzed and all, to be fair. It's all going to be overwhelming in the last few days.
Well, yeah, of course, those circumstances are left WBO vacant, so it has officially been ordered as of this morning. You and Abdullah Mason. Sam, just looking at Abdullah as a fighter, as a challenge for a world title. Obviously, he's very highly touted in America. He's done very well so far. How do you rate him and view him as a fighter, Abdullah?
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's obviously a brilliant fighter. I mean, I remember my couple of pals sending videos of him over before and obviously saying about it could be a potential matchup. But I think it's a great fight. I mean, obviously, listen, it's a 50-50. Ain't going to be no walk in the park. It's a world title fight, innit? But we wouldn't have it any other way. But I'm confident. I think it's the right time for me. It's all coming together lovely. Like it's been a good career, really. We just keep going and it keeps getting better and better. And obviously, this is now the cherry on top, really. So just hopefully get a deal done and get it all ordered in a date, and then we can work towards that.
Francis, how do you see this going? You guys have got 20 days to reach a deal. So obviously, George and Frank have got 20 days to do that with Top Rank, who represent Abdullah. Or do you believe this goes to purse bids? How do you see the shaping?
Honestly, in truth, for that, I mean, listen, my interest is in making sure that Sam gets looked after properly, and you know, Queensbury, even when I was managing Sam and at Queensbury, everyone made sure that Sam was looked after and made sure that his career's gone on the right trajectory. It's not going to change now just because it's a world title fight. The deal's got to be right for Sam first and foremost. We've got to make sure wherever the fight is, the conditions are set out for Sam's as much as to Sam's advantage as possible. It's not just about money, although obviously it plays a big factor in it. But say if we have to travel, conditions have to be correct. If we're in England, we want to make sure that we're well represented on the card, and it's going to be one of the main fights on the card, which I'm sure it will be. But there's no one better in the business than George to get a deal done, and with Dad to get a deal done. So once we've got Sam's side of things all worked out and laid out, it's all guns blazing. I just think to be part, to be around in and around Queensbury and this group of fighters that Queensbury have got at the moment, it's just so exciting because they're not all greedy. They're not all greed. They're not greedy guys. They're all realistic businessmen. And I think that what Sam's got on his side, he's got a great team of people around him, including myself, who not blowing my own trumpet, obviously, but will advise him as to what is a fair offer, what's a really good offer, and fingers crossed that a really good offer comes through. But the focus has always been for Sam is like, he always says to me now, go and get the deal done. Whatever you think's right, I'll go and fight for it. And he trusts us implicitly, and we haven't done bad so far.
I ain't been led astray yet, mate.
Sam,
Never will.
I'm guessing you're not bothered. I mean, you'd love it maybe at the O2 or in London somewhere, but if you've got to travel, you've got to travel. You're not bothered.
Now, I think, to be honest, it don't really bother me either way. I mean, obviously, if I had my dream come true, it'd be over here on a stacked out Wembley bill or on a co-main event for that, innit? I've been dreaming and thinking about this moment my whole career. I'm not really bothered where it is, to be honest. I'm just ready for the challenge and looking forward to getting in there and doing that fight. Do you know what I mean? Like every time you've been running or you're thinking, this is rubbish, I'm making the weight, doing all that, everything you've been thinking about is this moment. So wherever that will be, I'm going to grab that with both hands.
Francis, do you think there's a good chance, a realistic chance it does land in the UK?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know, having spoken to my dad last week, that's his preference. Obviously we've got the Saudi cards to look at. Top Rank will have their own ideas as to what they want for their man. But listen, Sam's from Maidstone, but let's call it London. Everyone will be a Londoner that night if the fight's in London. If you can get home advantage, as my dad's done for Hatton, Calzaghe, Khan, big fights over the years, Bruno, Nigel Benn, over the years, those 5 goes there, I'm pretty sure they'll win into those fights as underdogs, and it's that home support that sometimes can carry you through. So if we can move heaven and earth to get Sam that home advantage, Abdullah Mason, he's a 21-year-old youngster. I don't think he's boxed outside the US. I may be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure on that. Sam's inexperienced. I call him a warhorse because he's getting to that age where he's got that experience, and he's getting old, mate. You're getting catching me up, mate. But listen, Abdullah Mason in London against Sam, who's got all the experience in the world, British, Commonwealth, European champion, WBO international, he's boxed for the WBC titles, #1 in the world, against a 21-year-old kid in the Lions Den in London. That's my ideal dream situation. And I think that, if we can get that made, then we get it made. Be more support for Sam in Riyadh than there would be for anybody else. So I'm confident anywhere in the world in Sam's ability, Sam's determined focus and preparation. I just think it comes down to who wants it more. And I know my man well enough to know that he ain't going out of there lightly. And there is no listen. He's Abdullah Mason. If he gets past Sam Noakes, he'll have all the respect from me in the world. And I know everyone else will feel the same. But you are on a call with the next WBO World Lightweight Champion, and it's not just about winning it. He's going to defend it, and he's going to go down as a legend of this sport.
Sam, how much, if anything, you might not, but how much do you draw from that experience you had with Shakur Stevenson? And he's gone on record and said that was some of the toughest work I've ever had in my life. And we're talking about the creme de la creme there in Shakur Stevenson. Obviously, said Abdullah Mason's a very good fighter, but Shakur's right at the top. So, do you take anything away from that heading into a world title shot?
Yeah, I think obviously it just shows you can mix it at that level, and especially like I weren't in camp just after Christmas. You know what I mean? I literally, when I found out, I sat down having a Chinese. See what I'm saying? So I think what you can take from that is the success I had after a day's notice. Do you know what I mean? Whether when you got the mental side of a whole camp, you know what you're getting into, and obviously, like as you say, Shakur is so slick and hard to get. Whereas I don't think this will quite be the same sort of thing. I think it'll probably, if anything, be more entertaining where he's just as aggressive as I am. So I think, listen, as I said, we've been building to this moment, and I ain't about to let it slip through my grasp now.
Do you believe you stop Abdullah Mason, Sam?
Yeah, I don't think he goes to other rounds.
What about you, Francis?
No, he stops everyone.
There you go. There you go.
Listen, I think watching Abdullah last weekend, he's very, very good. Let's not take anything away from him. He's almost punch perfect against that fella, but that fella stood off and let himself be hit. He wasn't throwing much back. I know his eye went, and he was visually impaired, but Sam's not going to be standing back and waiting for his egg to get pinged off all night. Sam is one of he's a come forward aggressive fighter who, by the way, at the start of his career, I thought that was going to be his style going through. The work he's done with Al and the improvements that Sam's made under Alan Smith over the last 6-7 years is I've never seen anything like it. This kid, this old geezer, he can box. He can really box, and he can tough it out. He showed against Mendy that that he's got the nous and the wherewithal to think to himself, right, I'm not going to stop this guy. Let's just see this fight out. Ryan Moore, similar thing. But if he finds a weakness and a chink in your armour, you're gone and you're done. So I tell you, man, I think Sam Noakes is becoming one of them all-round, all-action fighters who can really box as well. And Abdullah Mason, the young kid, he's 21 years old with fantastic pedigree, but he's never been in with anyone like Sam.
Can I just ask, do you believe Abdullah will go through with this fight? Yeah.
Of course, I've got every faith in his ambition. From what he's been saying, he respects Sam. He wants to come to the UK, and he wants to, he says he wants to bring the title back to the States. So listen, I'm not doubting anybody. It's not within my. I'm not going to disrespect him at all. If for whatever reason he decides it's not the right fight for him at this time in his career, then that's down to him. But right this second, the fight is on. It's Sam Noakes against Abdullah Mason for the WBO World Lightweight title, and we can't wait to hopefully welcome him into London with a grimace and a firm handshake, and then send him back in with a smile.
There we go. On that note, listen, Francis, Sam, appreciate the time. Sam, anything you want to add before we close off?
Just want to thank everyone and thank Warren, like Jules, thank Francis and all my team for obviously this opportunity coming up, and I look forward to getting a date and working to it and putting on a show.
Wicked. Listen,
So
Sam,
I want to thank Alan Smith, Eddie Lamb, and everyone at the iBox for getting Sam into this situation physically, mentally, and skill set wise, because everyone has done their job phenomenally well, but no one more than Sam. So
it's a team effort, boys. I wouldn't be where I was without any of them.
Without all kissing each other's arse too much. This has been a great journey. He's gone a traditional route, British Commonwealth European, and now it's on to world honours. And I just can't wait for it. It's a massive opportunity for a really, really great fella who deserves it. So let's do this.
Brilliant. Okay, well, Sam, I'll let you go, Fran, if I just keep you for a second. Cheers, mate, Sam.
You keep me.
Later on, yeah.
See you later, mate. See you in a bit.
Later.